All right, what's going on, guys? Time for another YouTube video. This one is going to be about my boat that just arrived here. We're at River Sports Recreation in Holland Landing in Ontario. And I wanted to do a walkthrough of the new Bass Cat Lynx that just showed up here. But before we get to all of this and you guys get to see this new boat, do me a favor, click subscribe down below and also hit the get notifications bell. That makes sure our videos get into your feed. Also, if you have any questions or comments about this boat or any other Bass Cat or Yamaha or Minn Kota Hummingbird issue, put a comment down below and I'll be happy to get back to you and help you out. So let's take a look at the new 2026 Bass Cat Lynx. This one's going to be on display here at River Sports Recreation for the next month and a half or so, or maybe a little bit more, but let's take a look at it. We'll start from the nose and we'll work all the way back. I did a walkthrough down at the Bass Cat dealer meeting last August, and that was more about the performance and a quick walkthrough on the things of the boat itself. But this one is more about showing you the finer details of what Bass Cat is doing with a few new changes as well. So let's start right at the nose here. Ignore my Tim Hortons coffee, so this is going to have a Minn Kota Quest 52 inches going on this boat, and I will be running lithium batteries, 36 volt. But you can see here right at the beginning, you go to the front here and you've got the battery tender. So that's a quick release battery connection, for your trolling motor, for your wires, for your trolling motor power. Bass Cat has their custom shroud wire cover here, where you've already got heavy gauge wire run to the front. And one of the things I'm seeing with a lot of electronics installers is they're going to like see clear power or new power harnesses. There is absolutely no need with the Bass Cats because they run heavy gauge wire from front to back, isolated and independent. So if you are interested in splitting, your electronics from the house battery, from your motor and from your pumps and from your lights, it's very easy to do. You also have here, you have your little control center that has a voltage gauge. So you would hit battery check. It'll tell you your voltage from your trolling motor batteries. You've got trim up and down, and you've got your nav light control here. And then here's a really nice feature. A lot of boats are putting in forward facing sonar. So you've got an actual switch that you can shut off. If you're running like a Garmin or anything like that, you can run off this. I'm going to be running Mega Live 2 from Hummingbird on this, so won't have to worry about that. Here, this piece here, this is a removable piece. So if you want your trolling motor pedal all the way forward, very easy to do. If you don't want it all the way forward, you can remove this and pull it back for big water fisheries like I tend to fish. I like having my trolling motor pedal a little further back. And then everybody asks what this is for. If you're an old schooler, you'll know exactly what this is for. These are to hold your marker buoys up at the front of the boat, so they're on hand. But with spot lock, nobody really uses them anymore. All right, so coming back, you can see what's going into this boat this year. So we're gonna run an Explorer 10 at the console, Explorer 12 up front on a Geiger Tech mount, and a Mega Live 2 is gonna go on the Ultrex Quest for this year. Also, you go to the front here, so retractable rod straps come standard on this boat. You've got two seat positions, so you saw that you can move your pedal into two different areas at the front here. You also have two seat positions, so you can put your pedestal forward or back, so you can reach the pedal more comfortably. As we move back in the boat, there's a couple new changes here. So they've got this reflex flooring side gap between the door, this is a rod locker door, okay, and between the gunnel. And this is the reason of this is very simply, if you're going to lay your rods down on the deck, you can have the tips of the rods running along here. And when you open the door, you see here, you still have space. You're not going to roll all your rods out of the boat. Also pop-up cleats right here. And you've got an LED light on the front deck already built in. So this is a short compartment. This one I'm going to use for storing life jackets, safety gear, stuff like that. It's a nice size compartment, but the new thing this year, this front deck layout is a little bit new, is this compartment here. So they got another one in front of the driver's console that has a removable tray. Now this tray is multi-purpose. Tools, whatever you want. You can see right here, it's actually rounded. This is to put your spools of line in this way, and you can spool line rather than letting it run rampant all over the floor of the boat like I normally do. You can actually spool your line in this. That comes out, and now you can see what I was talking about with your independent harness for your electronics. This is a great place. You can mount, your box if you have a box. You can mount your Ethernet hub if you want to do that. Gives you lots of space, but this power here is coming directly from the back. This is actually perfect because it runs from the back of the battery to here. So you've got that clean power going to your console units. And then off this distribution bar goes all the way to the front of the boat. So you've got clean harness power. You can see the gauge of the wire they're running. Very, very thick. And that is a beautiful thing to have rather than having to run a new harness. You have no interruptions, clean power going to your graphs. Put this all back. On the port side, you actually have, these actually have the slam latches as well, as you can see. So these are one-touch latches. So you push here, the button comes up. With one hand, you can lift the door. Kind of like these latches quite a bit. All right. This side, this is the port side, is a full rod locker. Has a rod organizer in it, can hold tons of rods, especially if you're using, rod sleeves on your rods. That is a good way to do that. And the biggest change here would be in this compartment here. You can see, compared to my previous Puma STSs, which had one big door in the middle, and then up in front had a single net scabbard and two single doors on either side of that, the Lynx has this. It's the Mecca for storing and organizing baits. This is a completely customizable setup where you can move your trays around, adjust where you want to put things. So whether you want to hang spinner baits, buzz baits, crank baits, you can hang them in here. You can organize it and fit for sizes of plastics that you're going to, bags of plastic you have here, trays. You can run a whole bunch of 3,600, 3,700 trays in the middle here. And then also up front, a lot of people asking about what this stuff is. So this thing, get a ton of questions about this thing. This is actually for your papers, your boat papers and spare key. That's what I keep in mind. But this area here, which is right at the nose of the boat, you can see under here, there's a hole there. So you can run your wires to the front. So now you can run your box at the front here. You can also put your Ethernet hub at the front here rather than having it at the back of the cable in front of the console. So that is a great feature as well. So that you got a nice dry storage area to keep your electronics brain in. So that's kind of nice. All right, stepping back one bit more. Here, so now they have moved the tool holder, scissor holder to the side. Your measuring stick is still under the console, like it always has been. But this is your cooler, one of your two coolers. They've now added a piston to this cooler. So I use this cooler typically for my drinks, and then I'll use the back one for, sandwiches and stuff like that with ice packs. But you do whatever you like. You can use one as trash, one as keeping your full bottles in. I ordered this boat with a removable console. So this kit comes already built into the boat. So if you were to order a console after the fact, you can actually just order it based on the serial number of the boat, and they will build you a console and it'll fit right in. Some new C-deck touches, rod organizers on the side, docking cleats that pop up on the side of the boat. And then I got this one with the reflex flooring in the cockpit area. So you can see it says Lynx, Bass Cat, and then they have the big drain here. The other thing they've improved this year is in the Puma STSs, it was a one-piece reflex flooring in the floor section, the cockpit section. And the problem was you have a little bit of a chamfer at the back here, an area where water would collect, and it had no way to get into the drain area because it would sit back there. So when you start doing really good numbers of speed, like high 60s into the high 70s, you get this water swirling around inside. Well, now they've mitered out this area here and then lowered the glass, I don't know if you can see that right there, to make sure that's going to drain a lot easier, keep this cockpit area very dry. I also ordered this one with the center console, the fiberglass console. So you got storage inside of there, two cup holders, a holy shit handle on the side, and like I said, your second cooler underneath that center step box. The seats this year are also new. They started late last year. Absolutely gorgeous detail on the seats, very comfortable. They got balusters on the side. They hold you in really well. Nice materials. They don't get too hot. And the seats now also come with handles, so your passenger's going to love you a long time because you have something to hang onto on the side. Now, if we get into the console area, here I'm going to be adding the windshield, which is within that front locker there. We're also going to put a Geiger Tech dash mount in the front here. I ordered this boat in case someone wanted to put doubles. We keep the graphs, this area free, so that you don't put your gauges here and here, because if you were to run 2 screens, you would block this area anyways. I am going to run 1 screen this year, 1 10-inch. You got your control pad here, which helps control everything in the boat, from your pump out, your bilge, your live well, your freshwater fill, your anchor lights, your navigation lights. You have 2 ACC buttons that will run stuff. There's power leads behind here, so if you have something else you want to power. And then you have your pump in, pump out of your live well, and your recirc and your freshwater aeration, these are timed as well. And for the bilge, you can put it on constant on, or you can put it on timed, or actually on the switch. And then you got your fuel, which will switch your fuel from left and right. We got our gauges here, very simple, and our Bob's hydraulic jack plate gauge. So that's all there as well. Let's see, under each of these seats there is also storage, which goes a long way. Carpeted storage, which if you see something carpeted, that means it's dry storage. If it's glass, then it is wet storage. All right, so done a storage. Hot foot with slide, they raised that. They've been doing that for a number of years now. You've got your control for your live well there. You've got USB power here on the side, and you have a master kill switch and a phone holder built into the boat as well. We talk about the live wells, typical triangular 40+ gallon live wells from Bass Cat. If you ask how deep they are, I'll show you. All the way up, that's my hand flat on the bottom. Okay, that's my entire arm that's down there. Spray bars in here, and your drain, and they are lighted. So you have LED lights inside your live well. And the nice thing is you have these latches, which are on the outside live well. So when you lock these, there's nothing inside for the fish to get hurt on. You could tell on the top, this is a neoprene or C-Deck style material, and there's nothing for the fish to really hurt themselves on. No latches, no big stainless latches hanging out inside the live well area. Behind both the seats, you have identical storage on either side. So you can see this pattern here. People often ask, why the angles? So the triangular live wells are for a good reason, and that is to stop the fish from slamming back and forth. You narrow that section up and make it deeper. It actually really helps with the fish not being beaten. If you get into this one here, you can see here you got good storage, ample room for 3700, 3600s, rain gear, whatever you might like. But right here, people don't know about this one. This is a little secret drawer with a tray that you can put baits in or whatever you want. But this gives you access to the back area where you would mount your power pole pumps or your Talon pumps. Okay, so Talon, Raptor, whatever you're running with Talon, you wouldn't need them. But with Raptor you do, or with power pole you do. It also gives you access to all your pump, your drain lines and your fill lines for your live well, for both recirc and freshwater fill. Okay, so that's the same on both sides. So you got that there, you got it on this side, and then we go to the back. So 60 gallon fuel capacity. If I open this up, there are 2 of these. You see it comes with a Pro Guide 31 Series AGM. You've got 2 tanks. Nice and clean back here. Everything is always accessible. It's one thing about these boats. Accessibility is key. Distribution bar, right at the back there. I got Minn Kota Precision 3-bank charger. Your pumps are always accessible. So if anything were to happen, you could change cartridges. Everything is done with bullet connectors. You've got aluminum battery trays, which the components are sitting in this back compartment here. And like I said, 2 30-gallon tanks. Side storage on the side here and on the opposite side. So very, very spacious, very clean, very organized. The Bob's 8-inch hydraulic jack plate that has 6 bolts in it. Hydraulic steering. Lights built into the back here. Ladder on the port side. And, as usual, best transom in the industry. Solid fiberglass from port to starboard on the Bass Cats. And one thing most people don't realize about Bass Cat is that it's the only company out there making bass boats that offers truly transferable lifetime warranty to every owner. Not only to the first owner, Boat doesn't have to be sold within the first 5 years of its life. Third owner doesn't get any in most cases. In this situation, Bass Cat's lifetime warranty is fully transferable. All fiberglass construction. You can see right there. Hull, transom, floor, and stringers. Lifetime warranty. Whether you're the first, second, third, 8th, 10th owner of this boat, you get that warranty. You register for Quest at Bass Cat, give them the serial number, tell them you just bought the boat, and you get your lifetime warranty. So pretty cool. If you guys want to come check this thing out, we're going to be rigging electronics this week before I take off for Panama. The Yamaha is inbound, so there's going to be a VF250 SHO going on the back there. You can see there's a couple of them there. There's a couple 200s in the corner. And this boat will be on display. So if you guys want to come check this out, come on over, River Sports Recreation. Come say hi to Dave and Chris. This is a great shop. They do a lot of high performance stuff as well. As you can see there, they got an SRV right there. They are a Lund dealer as well. Bass Cat dealer, you know, Yamaha, Mercury. You need parts, you need rigging, you need electronics done, you need anything done on your boats. These guys can handle it. They've been incredibly successful here. They have a great shop, great personalities, and always more than willing to help. A lot of knowledge. These boys both drive boats that are very, very fast. They love running triple digits, and they know how to do it. So if you have any questions about getting a little more out of what you got, these could be the guys to come and see. So there you have it, guys. That is a quick walkthrough of the 2026 Bass Cat Lynx that I'm going to be running for the season. Should start filming in this sometime at the end of April, beginning of May. Hoping to hit the early smallmouth season on Lake Ontario on the St. Lawrence River. If you guys have any questions about this, do me a favor, leave a comment down below. Also, if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button and also hit the get notifications bell. That'll make sure our videos get into your feed because we love chatting to you guys about this. The questions are the best part about this. If you have a question, if you want to know how the boat runs, I've run Puma STS for the last couple years. I've had a bunch of Caracals before that. I've had Eras. I've had Puma FTDs. I've had a Margay, which is typically the Bobcat now. I've had a Jaguar, and now the Lynx. I am very fortunate to be running these boats since 2010. So if you got any questions, let me know. Whether it's about big water or storage or anything, even your setup, hit me up. Love to answer some questions for you guys. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all staying safe. Most importantly, I hope you guys are all catching some fish. Up here, we ain't catching too much. Look out there. Winter. Winter sucks. I hate it. But fishing season is coming. Also, if you're in the area, I believe if the weather cooperates this year, this boat will be at CanCast. We're going to have Carlton Place Marine there. Bruce and Mike Belair is going to be there with Dylan. So go check it out there as well. We'll talk to you guys soon. Stay safe.